again. I mean, we covered B before, but I thought this was he was also heavily talked about. Um, this album also was a critical darling, which was surprising, right? But I just thought that this was a big moment for him. He got noticed for it, and I mean, obviously having Kanye's name got his name, mentioned more because Common isn't really the kind of like A-lister in hip hop, so to speak.
Right.
But I just thought this was a big year for him. This was the album that everybody. I felt like this was one of the albums where back then everybody was like, "Yo, either did he drop a classic or he dropped a classic." He had everybody talking classic, 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 and in a way, not that the Twitter era talks about classics now. I'm talking about then, where it was a better conversation than we have now.
Like this.
And the big thing with him is like, is it a classic or it is a classic? And I think when you have people talking about your album like that, you stood out that year. So that's my number 3.
Salute.
I'll piggyback off that because that's exactly another thing. And like I said, like I touched on it when I was talking about Kanye's, I was like, he put breath back in Common's career. You know what I mean? We already knew Common was a high caliber lyricist, artist, but never got the shine or respect that he should get on the mainstream level. Now he has somebody backing him who now, the flavor of the month. Well, he's more than flavor of the month, but at that point, nobody we didn't know how Kanye's going to be fully. But you got somebody who's backing top producer in the game at this point, who's literally producing your whole album essentially. And then people who didn't know Kanye, like, oh, I'm going to listen to this off the strength that Kanye's producing this.
Right.
And the only reason why it was on my top 5 is because, honestly, I was lost with the other albums during that year. I was in the monkey bar. By the time I was really this comment, it might have been 2006.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I was listening to other albums at that point. But, I mean, it's a very, very cohesive album. And 11 songs, but there's no filler. Everything's straight to the point. There's no throwaway tracks on there. And like I said, we look at Common now he's doing movie stuff. He's doing, other stuff outside of music. And
he was in that John Wick too.
Yeah.
Song fucking Keanu Reeves.
Exactly. So
John Wick 2.
Think about it, like,
hold on, B. John Wick 2 don't happen without B.
no, but that's true though. If you think about it, where's Common without Kanye and B? That's my whole point. As far as how influential Kanye was, as far as bringing backpacker, conscious, whatever you want to, categorize them into mainstream light.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
or as good as Common is, it's like Talib suffers the same kind of burden. Excuse me. As good as they are, like they need someone else to like kind of lift them up for the masses to recognize.
This is a dope dude. Listen to him,
Right.
And
you could say bring him up, or you could say dumb it down. I don't know. Like,
well, dumbing down.
It's gotta be the perfect balance of like.
To me, like dumbing down is like once the apex is reached, and then at that point, it's up to you whether you want to, you could sink or swim, you can evolve or devolve. But I feel like bringing somebody up just so like more people can notice me. I don't think that's dumbing down. That's just making my platform bigger. That's all. You know what I mean? And, I mean, Talib gets, get by when Kanye kind of a young buck. You know what I mean? But that was a nice push. But Common got Kanye like 3 years later. I'm on Rockefeller now. I got 2 albums out by now. You know what I mean? That push is totally different now. You know what I mean? So I mean that's just a bigger platform. I don't think that's dumbing it down.
That was one of those things that you always kind of wanted. I feel well. Maybe not everybody, but it's like there was always times I always felt like growing up, there was certain artists people would like, and you're like, it's a shame that more people don't know about them, and I feel like that was one of the rare occasions where you kind of got your wish granted, so to speak.
Boom.
Where,
Yeah.
I mean, my big.
I'll let you.
It's just.
I'll interject real fast. I felt similar when Cameron signed Rockefeller, right? I was a Cameron fan. From the door, I was like, yo, this dude got lyrics. He's fucking crazy. He just never was with the platform. He never had the platform. Rockefeller was like the perfect person, perfect label.
They were
like
the label,
yeah. And after that, like you said, then after that, it dumbed down, and I hate you, Cameron. But for that moment, I was like, yes, my man won. My man is winning. He's winning right now. Yes. Now I hate you.
No, I just look at it like people like electric surface like went over people's heads.
That's what
it's
stood
like
out
to bring it back down to earth. Like,
and that was 04.
You gotta collaborate with someone It's not even they planned. Like it was just they were sounding the same at the time.
Right.
Like how about we just merge
It made
this
sense.
90s stuff to 2000 stuff? Like it was late, but I mean, I don't know. Like I don't like late registration, and I don't like.
You don't like late registration?
I mean, no. I thought B was a much better album. Than
Well, I will say I feel like, and we'll like go on. I don't want to like stay stuck on this topic, but I do feel like Kanye studied Dilla. Dilla.
he ripped him off.
Well, yeah. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, but that tells you like he understands what I got to do. For this shit to sound organic for Common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. So I give it credit.
Definitely.
I wrote in my number 2. This guy we talked around him. We talked about what his group. We talked about his group, but we haven't talked about him. My number 2 artist is Ninth Wonder. Gotta show my man love. He had at least 5 albums in rotation in our list that we're talking about. You know what I mean? The Sleepers album, Big Pooh.
Chemistry,
Chemistry,
Minstrel
Monkey
Show.
Bars, Smith & Wesson Reloaded. He was all over this year, man. He was active. And sometimes we always put artists as rappers. Producers are artists too. You know what I mean? DJs are artists. Ninth Wonder definitely was. 2005 was like a pinnacle year for him. I think Black Album comes out in 03.
Yeah.
So like that gave him a lot of good looks. But like
Jay-Z even said his damn name too. Like
Yeah.
that helped.
Yeah.
Ninth Wonder.
But like, okay, so he goes to do like some good shit, like some nice A-level, A-lister type of things. But then he's like, yo, like, I'm gonna spin it back and just go back to my man Buckshot or fucking Big Pooh. Like Big Pooh album come out this year. Like what? Like Fonte doesn't have a solo yet at this point. Like Big Pooh has the first solo album out from Little Brother, and fully produced by Ninth Wonder and Crisis. So these beats, bro, like in 2005, I just remember like I had a Nissan Altima, and I just
yeah,
you remember?
everybody knows.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I just remember these beats, like, yo, what is this? This shit is crazy. And I had been on Little Brother, but like Ninth Wonder was like merging the production with other artists now. So now he's with Duck Down. Now he's with he's sharing the pie a little bit.
And he's even doing like pop artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think he I'm drawing a blank, but I know he I know he did a couple of like I feel like female artists. I feel like he did some contributed a track or something like that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Ninth is my number 2, bro.
Number 2. That's pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'll throw out my number 2. I had I'll let Ninth breathe a little bit here. I like him, but I don't love him because I do feel like he doesn't always evolve his sound a
Ninth?
lot.
Yeah, he's got
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
And he has the effect on me
Hasn't
where
changed yet. Hasn't changed.
he has the effect on me where
I don't want it to
when
change.
he drops like a great when he flips a sample great, it's usually like wow. But then there's a lot of stuff where I'm like this like I feel like I've heard
Yeah,
that
I've heard that before.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean I understand he addressed it once in an interview where he said, one thing people have to understand is that there's artists who ask him for this sound, understandably so. But yeah, that I mean,
Yo, I remember
this would annoy me of any producer. I just feel like for somebody, and he's like Young Guru. I was in a seminar, and Young Guru was saying that Ninth Wonder is to this generation what DJ Premier was before.
No,
I
I disagree though.
Oh, that was I thought it was a good analogy.
It's an analogy.
Yeah.
But Primo sounded the same for 8 years.
But I like his shit better.
No, but Primo's got the samples and the knowledge and the cuts. Like
That's
Ninth
true.
Wonder ain't cutting nothing up,
That's
and
true.
it
That's
always
true.
bothers me
That's
because
true.
like I'm a DJ.
This is
and
coming
I'm
from a
like,
DJ.
Like,
All right, yeah. Let the DJ
you-
breathe. Let DJ speak.
Like, okay, fine. You like knowledge is the most important thing. Second most important thing is what people want to hear. Okay, at that time. But the third most important is just to be able to use your tools. And like Ninth Wonder, his only tool was the drum machine. Like it wasn't.
Fruity Loops.
It wasn't the turntable. So that kind of like, put me back for a while. And I met Ninth Wonder, and he was amazingly nice to me, and he got my little brother's record signed for me. He took it backstage. He's like, "Yo, man, I know you can't go backstage. Got you, whatever." Got my whole shit signed, but compared to DJ Premier, come on, it's not even a good contest. Like Premier's got the cuts, the knowledge, the samples, and
I feel
he's
Premier's
got
more
the
a
fucking,
signature sound.
He knows everyone in the cell phone. He can call anyone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Ninth Wonder can't call Jay-Z and be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like,
Well, maybe now, but I don't know. I feel like Ninth does have a signature sound though, and that
oh, definitely.
For me, it borders more signature redundant. So like signature, yeah, only he sounds like that. I just feel there's a lot of redundancy in his signature.
I think that's his downfall was. I mean, listen, he had his run. Like, it's not in the beyond 2010s,
Right.
Like, that was his time. 2005 was probably his best
Yeah, prime year. Yeah, man. So number two's
yours was Ninth?
Yeah, Ninth Wonder was my number 2 artist.
Yeah. Who was your number?
All right, my number 2 was Blockhead. I mean,
Who?
I'll tell you. Okay, so
who the fuck is Blockhead?
All right, so Blockhead is a producer who produced for
It's my cousin from down the street.
A$AP Rock, LP,
he's producer.
Cage, producer DJ. Lives in Philly now.
He had an album out?
Yeah.
Okay. In 2005?
Cave Light Music. And it's probably one of the best breakbeat, drum and bass, instrumental hip hop albums.
Yes, that shit went off.
There will ever be. I mean,
the air.
As far as production wise, I mean, these beats were so good. People. This is we're talking about the time where producers were releasing instrumental albums around 2005, where people are gonna start rapping over them and then claiming them as their own.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2005, Blockhead pretty much solidified his mainstream with rap jokes. And
the fuck is Blockhead?
All right, okay.
Find out right now.
Is he trying to pull something up, man?
He's trying to pull something up. See, I mean, it didn't affect you as it affected me, but he's pretty much the chief ambassador of rap jokes, besides LP. But he worked with Mr. Liv.
Yeah, I know everybody talking about but him. I know LP, I know about Def Jokes.
Like anyone who's a Cage, Hell's Winter, which is one of the best albums of 2005, which I'm not going to throw on my list, but...
Hold on, you put Blockhead above my man fucking Kev Brown.
Blockhead, at this time, because for me, Kev Brown and Ninth Wonder had their jump in 2000. Like, you guys got onto them a little...
I was later.
Like, I remember listening to Ninth Wonder when we were in 9th grade. People were like, "Who the fuck are you listening to?" Like, yo, like, you don't know? You'll hear him in 2005. But when I was listening to Blockhead,
just wait.
You wait your damn turn.
You can have an album of Buckshot. Just wait.
When I was listening to Blockhead, it pretty much there wasn't listening to him in 2005. I was like, yo, if you don't hear him right now, then you're missing this out. And because I used to make music with Bob, and that was our time. We used to be open up for Zion I, for One Below. We were opening up for people that we admired. And at the time,
evidence.
Like this, we were opening up for dilated people. So like this was a time where you're gonna have to go back and listen to him. And if you don't, you don't. But he influenced everyone. Like it was pretty much a continuation on. Just a producer that his beats were so good, people were calling him up. He wasn't trying to put out an album with people on it. Like, people heard Cave Light Music and they were like, yo, can I get a beat for the next album? Like, and you just didn't hear about it. It was more of a downplay thing, but for the momentum of underground hip-hop music, it pretty much gave life to anyone who's popular now, like Odd Future, or like anyone who's on that alternate, like Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels influenced by Blockhead.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like Killer Mike used to rap over Blockhead beats, and like people didn't understand it at the time. They're like, oh shit, like ATL, like fucking, why is it like no? It's clear now, but back in 2005, they were my homies. They were like contemporaries. Like they were people who making music for not for sales, but for intelligent consumption.
Like that. So you on your
Number two, you
your
did.
twos, yeah.